Hey guys, Sam here, welcoming you back to the Bradford City Road to Glory career mode. Bit of a hiatus due to the fact that Juventus career mode came the Superliga career mode, and also just some things were happening over the weekend. I wasn't at home, so I didn't get a chance to edit or upload. So a bit of a hiatus, but hopefully you guys are enjoying the content, especially with the Superliga career mode happening now. We're going to have two career modes again. I think I'm ready. I think I'm up for it, and I'll try and get them both consistent as possible. In the last episode, we hit something around 50-something likes, so we didn't hit our goal of 60 likes, so I'm dropping it today back to 50. If you could do that, that would be insane. Starting off the first game against Leyton Orient, Isgrove puts a beautiful ball to Clark, who just tucks it in, really. Open net, just has to pass it in. He does it. Billy Clark, solid backup striker. If Akpom or Gallagher need a rest, I can always count on Billy Clark to come in and put in a very solid performance. And he starts off this game very well with a goal against Leyton Orient. And coming off a pretty inconsistent episode last episode, our league performances were really bad. You know, we lost to Burnley and we drew to Hull with that outrageous Chester goal. James Chester scoring a volley with his left foot was absolutely brilliant goal, but it's James Chester. And we lost to Burnley 1-0, so in the league, we did really badly, but we beat Chelsea 2-1 in the Capital One Cup, which was a bit surprising, I guess you could say. So as far as our league form, we did drop a couple of points last episode, so we wanted to get off to the best start possible, and we did that against Leyton Orient so far. Here we are in the 55th minute, still with a 1-0 lead, and Leyton Orient offensively weren't really doing much, but defensively they were performing quite well. Woods was actually very impressive, their goalkeeper. Pulled out some brilliant saves, but here he just runs past the ball and Kennedy is able to tuck it in the back of the net. Open net, keeper just ran right past it. If that happened to me, I'd be pretty angry. I'd be livid. But we go 2-0 up in the 60th minute, and it's the perfect rebound after last episode. This is exactly what we need. Just needed a solid performance. We need to start picking up some points because we're in the top 6. But we want to maintain that top 6 because a couple of losses and you could drop out of that top 6 very easily, find yourself in 10th or 11th. It's very, very tight in the Championship. I mean, League 1 was tight, but Championship's going to be even tighter with the quality of teams and the competitiveness in the league. You know, a lot of people argue that the Premier League is the most competitive league. You look at recent years in the Championship, points-wise, is the most competitive league. So we're trying to just keep up. You know, the more points that we grab, the less chance it is that we will drop out of that top 6, which is our aim for this season. We're trying to get double promotion, back-to-back promotion. It's going to be difficult, but we're going to go for it. And we pick up a 2-0 win against Leyton Orient, which is exactly what we needed. Going off that episode again, where we lost to Burnley, especially the loss at home to Burnley, that was a big, big loss to drop 3 points like that. But we rebound really well. Jason Kennedy and Billy Clark with the goals. Two people that you probably wouldn't expect to score the goals, not necessarily starting players. But they smashed the goals in when we needed them to. And as you can see, we pretty much dominated Leyton Orient. The possession was even, but they weren't doing anything with just the one shot on target. And I think we fully deserved all 3 points there. And we come away with 3 points, which is exactly what we needed. And the man of the match was Lloyd Isgrove, who did play phenomenally well. Jason Kennedy and Billy Knott holding it down in midfield. As you can see, very high ratings for them as well. So we played very well. Darby as well with a 7.1. He's been absolutely outstanding. As far as consistency, Darby has to be one of our most consistent players. I mean, you take a look at some of his ratings that he gets, and it's usually around that 7 mark. You know, sometimes if the defense has a bad game, yeah, he'll drop off as well. But usually he gets around a high 6 or low mid 7 rating. You know, he's very, very solid, and that's why he's our captain, because he always performs. But we go into our next game away to West Brom, and this is probably going to be one of the toughest games that we've had. Going into this game, West Brom, an incredible side. I'm very, very surprised that they were the ones that got relegated. Very defensive side. They have a lot of quality if they still have the likes of Brownie Day and Chris Brunt, and they have a lot of quality players, even Sessignon if he's still there, depending on how many people they were able to keep. As you can see, Day is still in the team, and he's always going to be, you know, a threat. Jason Kennedy here with a good shot, and just the team overall, the ratings of the players, you know, maybe in real life this would be an easy game, but in FIFA it definitely is not. But we were able to break them down in the 35th minute with a beautiful goal from Sam Gallagher. And he honestly just smashed that with his left foot, an incredible finish by him. But yeah, West Brom, a very defensive team, and I knew going into this game we had to be a bit more patient because they could counter with Brownie Day. I mean, that pace, strength, and ability to finish. But their defense was very good, you know, don't get it mistaken. Just because we went up 1-0, the defense was incredibly well with the likes of Jolyon Lescott, Pochignoli in the left-back position, a very solid player, Dawson as well. you know, they have a very experienced side, but at the same time, they do lack a bit of pace in the defense. So that's where we sort of wanted to exploit them, trying to go down the wings, you know, with the likes of Lloyd Isgrove. Here, he makes a terrible mistake, a great save from Ben Williams, even though the player was offside. But generally, Lloyd Isgrove and Jack Grealish were our outlets for this game. And going into the... that was it. That was the full time, because I'm only putting the stats at full time. And yeah, going into this match, it was actually very even. We were quite lucky to get all 3 points, and Ben Williams really stepped up, and he gets another vote. He's actually killing it with the votes. He's second in the votes so far. Gallagher, as you can see, 7.5 rating, scored the goal, but Ben Williams pulled out a couple of good saves, and yeah, it was a tough game all around. I don't think I highlighted that enough with the highlights, but it was a very tough game, and West Brom definitely gave us a run for our money. But beating a Premier League side, in my eyes, just a couple months ago they were a Premier League side, to beat them 1-0 at their home ground was a confidence boost that really just couldn't have gotten from anywhere else. And we go into a game against Reading, obviously a couple seasons back, they were in the Premier League. You know, a lot of these sides were in the Premier League, you know, just a few seasons ago. And now we're at home, and we're coming up against some tough oppositions here, but we're doing really well. And that's the one thing, it's in real life, these teams may not be the best. I know Reading struggled and Fulham struggled this season, but in FIFA, you got to remember, these teams keep a lot of their players that they had in the Premier League. You know, usually when a team gets relegated, they sort of lose a couple players that want to play Premier League football. In FIFA, that's not necessarily the case. They usually stay with the team, and that team is just like a beast team in the Championship. You got 70 rated players in the Championship, you're going to kill it, you know. But we start off really well against Reading, and that was a beautiful goal. Nice chip through ball to Chuba Akpom, who slots it away very easily, and he's been an incredible signing. Very solid. You know, obviously it's difficult to replace Zoko, but I didn't really expect him to replace Zoko. It's just sort of, I don't know, it's more like Gallagher stepped up to that Zoko role, and then Akpom sort of is now a Gallagher role, where he's like the second striker. I don't know how to explain it, but Reading come back instantly, and as you can see, it's 1-1 within 8 minutes of the game. Incredible start to this game against Reading. And, Reading as well, a very difficult team. You know, I don't think I highlighted enough. But the thing about Reading is they do lack a bit of pace. That's what I noticed. Not just defensively like West Brom do, just all around. They did lack a bit of pace, and they weren't really playing out wide. And we decided, especially in the defense, just run at them. Look at Billy Knott here, splitting the defense open, smashing it at the keeper. And we did find some joyous times on the wing. You know, that cross in coming in from Jack Grealish. Akpom here through balling it to Gallagher. I mean, Gallagher is outrunning a couple of the defenders. That's when you know your team is slow, because Gallagher, actually, he's not that slow. I mean, he's not like a Peter Crouch. He's got 70-something speed, which is not bad, and he puts it away, and it's 2-1, and within 30 minutes, they're 3 goals scored. It seems like a very open game at this point. Reading seem to be committing more people after this goal. They seem to be committing more people, leaving more holes, and it felt like they went for it a bit too early for me. Personally, I would have probably waited, but they started really like bombing men forward and having like 4 men in the box, and it was pretty outrageous that they started so attacking. But just before the halftime here, probably one of my favorite goals I've ever scored. Boom. Just so easy for Gallagher there. I mean, the defense honestly just went to bed here. Reed with a nice chip through ball. I mean, just a perfect goal, a perfect team goal, nothing too flashy. Just look at this, just a solid goal off the volley, bam, just tucks it away. I mean, Gallagher very clinical, coming into his own, and he really has stepped up. He had a bit of a patchy period last episode, and I believe the episode before that where he wasn't actually scoring goals, but he's definitely coming into his own in this episode. That's probably his 3rd goal he scored this episode, I think. And just look at this, just great play. Halliday just splitting the defense. Look, Reading just can't, they don't seem like they can even be bothered. Cuts it back to Gallagher, who finishes it. It's 4-1 in the 48th minute. And at this point, I thought we could go for more, or we could just, you know, not risk an injury and play a bit slower and pass it. And that's what I ended up doing after this goal. But take nothing away from Sam Gallagher. That's his hat-trick for this game, and 4 goals for this episode, which is absolutely incredible. And he's really stepped up, and I'm very happy with the progress he's made, not only in overall, but the way he feels. He feels like a much better player this season compared to last season. Last season, if you guys remember, his shooting was a bit off. He was a bit inconsistent. Now it feels like 8 out of 10, 7, 8 out of 10 of his shots will go in, which is, you know, very decent, because he had a lot of chances this game and he scored 3 of them. So, you know, as you can see here, rounding players and having shots, and, you know, he just seems like a better player, feels like a better player. He's sort of emerged from Zoko's shadow a little bit, if you can believe that, and he's not done what Sturridge did, which was when Suarez left, Sturridge struggled. I sort of made that comparison a few episodes ago. I understand Sturridge has been injured, but still he has struggled without Suarez when he's played. Gallagher's done the complete opposite. Zoko's left and he's been like, okay, cool, it's my turn, it's my time, I'm the main striker. And as you can see, with a hat-trick, he's celebrating because, I mean, a great performance, 4-1 against Reading, who are not the easiest side to beat in this game. So Gallagher comes away with a hat-trick, Akpom scores a goal, and Pedersen was the goal scorer for them. But as you can see, 10 shots, 8 on target. Most of them, as you can see, were Gallagher. If you're looking in the bottom right corner there, shots on target. You take a look at the names, it was pretty much all Gallagher. And he's really just stepped up. He wants the ball, and he's played incredibly well, and the vote goes to him, rightly so. 9.8 rating, 8.5 for Akpom. Usually that would get you the man of the match, but it doesn't in this game. And just the team generally played very well. I'm very happy with the signings that we've made, the likes of Jack Grealish, Lloyd Isgrove, Jan Hyung-soo. They've all slotted in very well, and as you can see, we end the episode 3rd, which is absolutely incredible, and our defensive record is insane. 5 goals conceded in 10 games, which is absolutely amazing. We're killing it at the moment, and I feel very confident going into it. Hull and Middlesbrough are the 2 teams that we're chasing down at the minute, and we're trying to bat off the likes of Cardiff, Brighton. Well, bat off, I probably shouldn't say that. We're trying to keep Cardiff, Brighton, and Fulham and Leeds at bay. I don't know, I shouldn't have used bat off, that was the wrong choicing of words. But that brings us to the end of this episode, guys. If you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like on the video. Of course, at the end of every episode, I will show you guys the MVP runnings. That's what it looks like at the end of this episode. As you can see, Gallagher is still at the top of the tree, Ben Williams, and the likes of Darby, Motley, Henry, Knott, Grealish, and Isgrove all have 1 vote, but I've kept Darby there because I think he's been playing consistently the best, to be fair, and he is our captain as well, so we've put him in that 3rd spot. But if you did enjoy, as I said before, leave a like. If you're new around here, subscribe. I'll see you guys very soon for the next episode. We'll also have the Superliga career mode going, so make sure you keep in touch for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Keep it real.